Welcome to another episode of Aslan Speaks. So, normally I don't make any episodes when I'm in low vibrational state or low energy. But today, Spirit or my higher self or whatever you want to call it, wanted me, basically was nagging at my soul or my intuition to make this video. So today, I want to talk about, or the title of this episode is going to be called You Are Supernatural. You are supernatural. And if you guys like any of my stuff, like, share, and subscribe. It helps me a lot, and it also motivates me to do more episodes. And leave a comment. If you like something that I share, leave a comment. And I also thank all you out there who do write me and those who do subscribe to my channel. I thank you, and I do pay attention, and I am thankful and grateful for all of you out there. This video may be one of the most important ones that I do. Through my spiritual awakening or my journey, when I learned all this knowledge that was hidden and I incorporated it all into my life, it changed my life. It changed me. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago or even 15 years ago. I became more awakened, more conscious. And when I became more conscious, in a way, I became the magician of my life. And I write about that in one of my books. I talk about the stages of consciousness, and that when you begin to awaken, you become like the highest conscious. When you become the your highest self, you become like a magician. You start controlling, and instead of just going along in the game of life and letting external factors affect you, you are able to control your life, and so you don't let certain things affect your life, and you can start manifesting amazingness into your life. And then you can start guiding your life. When you become conscious and awake, you can guide your life into the direction that you want it. If you want more happiness, you want more love, you want a better relationship, first you have to start to heal yourself and work on yourself and awaken yourself so that you can start becoming the person with the controller in the game of life, and you can start controlling where you want to go in life. So I want to share this. So first, I wrote a script, but I'm also going to freestyle. I'm going to let my soul speak as well. You are powerful. You are supernatural. We watch movies all about superheroes with amazing abilities. And so many people out there wish they had abilities or wish they could be that superhero. Well, you can be that superhero. You can unlock the dormant abilities within you. What if I told you that every human being is capable of having superpowers? Those superpowers, in modern terms, or in metaphysics terms, are called psychic abilities. In the book of Corinthians, it talks about spiritual gifts. There's tons of ancient religious textbooks out there that talk about gifts or awakening or enlightenment. Buddha, what does Buddha mean? It means to be awakened. We study history all the time, guys. If you study your history, and you actually do the research, you'll discover tons of people with supernatural abilities. You hear about all the miraculous miracles that were in the Bible. It wasn't just that the 12 disciples or Jesus were special. You are special. You know, I've done hours upon hours of research. I studied the famous gurus in India and in Tibet, and all of them doing amazing things. And I've studied and learned about people who live over 100 years, 120 years, up to 200 years. How do these people, if they're just like you, they have the same blood in the same blood, same body style. How do these people do the miraculous things or do these supernatural things? Maybe they learned how to unlock their abilities within themselves, to awaken themselves, to raise their consciousness and vibrational or energy high enough to do this. The secret is, one, you can't unlock your supernatural abilities unless if you're in a low vibrational state or in low energy. You have to be in a high vibrational state, meaning high energy. So why haven't we all unlocked our supernatural gifts, right? Well, for hundreds of years, or if not thousands of years, we have been led to believe that psychic abilities or supernatural abilities is a bunch of nonsense. That it's fiction. That it's not real. That we're not capable. We have been or been taught a lie. If you believe what you believe is what you believe, right? So if you believe that you're not special, that you're not worthy, if you believe that this is where I'm at in life, and there's no way I can escape that where I'm at in life, what you believe is what comes true. What you think, you become. If you're not confident, if you don't think you're powerful, if you don't think you're worthy, then that's your reality. You change your thinking, you change yourself, you change your life. What if I told you that there are secret societies who practice hidden knowledge and have obtained supernatural abilities? That there's people in the shadows, so to speak, who sometimes know about this occult knowledge. If you study history, there were tons of what's it called? Trying to think, occult schools. There's different names. There was one in Egypt. There was one in India. There was one and they were all over. And there are still some occult schools to this day. What if I told you that some of these people who obtain these supernatural abilities, that there's certain groups that they're basically secret societies, and that's these certain groups of people in high places, or I call them the puppet masters, are hidden in the shadows, and they use their occult knowledge against humanity to keep humanity or humans in debt slavery. That's why you have a debit card. It's a debt card. And that's why you get all those credit cards in the mail. They try to get you more and more in debt. They chase the materialism. You're too busy working that 9 to 5 to pay all those bills every day that you don't have a time. You're on autopilot trying to make sure you have enough to survive, that you don't have time to discover your truest potential or your divine self. They use debt slavery to keep you in a lower vibrational state in order to continue to manipulate you and for them to use you. You hear the word occult, right? And instantly, some of us, especially Christians, we think it's evil or bad. Occult merely means hidden. Occult knowledge can be used for the good of humanity, and it can be used for negative or nefarious purposes against humanity. And if you do any research, there are secret occult groups that you do, like they say it's called black magic, or uh, they do a lot of, some of them, they do some really bad things. They're very evil. Those hidden in the shadows tell you the truth in movies and TV shows. A lot of stuff is put in movies and TV shows, and we just think they're fiction. Well, these people in shadows, they believe, because they know about the occult knowledge, and there's a universal law called the law of karma, and they fear the law of karma. So they put in movies and TV shows the truth, and by you watching it subconsciously, you're giving your consent away, and basically giving them an okay to let them get away with what they do. You're blindly giving your consent away. You're unknowingly. Like, look at the dollar bill. There's tons of occult symbolism on it. This is why they get away with what they do, because they put it out there and you're unaware. You think it's fiction, but really some of the stuff that happens in those movies is true. Especially a lot of that dark stuff, those horror movies, it's true. When you begin to awaken consciously and spiritually, you'll begin to see with your spiritual vision and discernment, and you can start viewing movies and TVs differently. The biggest fear, guys, this is the biggest fear of these occult people, secret societies, or you call them the elites or the globalists. Their biggest fear is humanity awakening to their truest potential. That's why that's why a lot of people who are on this truth movement, who talk about how to awaken yourself or share this knowledge, they go after them, so to speak, or they try to suppress their reach out there in the world. Guys, I've been a victim of this, where purposely, like, I know the algorithms and certain things, like where my stuff is being held back from the public, so to speak. But I don't care. I keep doing it anyway, because if I just awaken one person or help one person with their life, then I've done my job. Because all it takes is one person to awaken. They're like a lighthouse. And just them being who they are, that their light awakens other people's light within them. So those in the shadows have been targeting you since you were born. What if I told you that almost everything you were taught growing up was a lie? And that's hard when you spend, 20, 30 years on this planet, or 40, 50 years on this planet, and you realize that a lot of the stuff that you thought was real or has been manipulated or hidden from you. There's so much knowledge there's so much ancient knowledge that has not been taught to you guys. Study ancient architecture, the pyramids, or there's ancient temples that were carved out of solid stone. And we can't recreate that to this day. How did they build those monuments back in the day? Because they had ancient knowledge. They knew things that we don't know today. You ever hear the saying, he who writes the history books are the victor? Ever realize that most of all the books written or published or sold are controlled by a select few? You wonder why you hear so many musicians that really are really talented, but yet they don't get the music deal. Or those writers out there who write amazing books, but they don't get that $1 million publishing deal. Why? because they don't want that type of content out there to raise people's vibration or frequency or knowledge to awaken them. They only promote books or music a lot of times to keep people in a lower vibrational state. But every now and then there's good stuff that gets slipped through the cracks. I have to admit that. Ask yourself why these shadowy figures, or I call them the elites, have such a tight grip on the control of information. If you can control the information to the people, then you basically control them. They don't want you to awaken. Most everybody has heard of most everybody heard of Netflix, right? Why is it called Netflix? Here again is truth in plain sight. It's a net for your consciousness. It's a net to keep you locked into the matrix, to trap you into binge watching TV show after TV show or movie after movie, to control your mind or to distract you from evolving or growing into an awakened being. You wonder why TV shows are called TV programs, to program you. A lot of the movies out there, guys. Why you always see horror? Why do they always come out with all those horror movies? To keep you in a lower vibrational state, to keep you in fear. It is time for you to awaken to your truest potential, to your highest truth. That you're a powerful being, that you're supernatural. So, in the movie The Matrix, Morpheus offers Neo two options. You see the scene where he goes, here's the red and here's the blue. What does that scene in that movie symbolize? The blue pill symbolizes the unconscious human being. That if Neo took that blue one, he gets back into the matrix and he basically goes about his life unaware of what's really going on. And then the red pill symbolizes the conscious human being, to awaken to your truest potential, to break the chains of those invisible chains that you have been wrapped around you since birth, to keep you down in a lower vibration. Sadly to say, guys, most of all humanity is operating in an autopilot. They're unconscious most of the time. They don't understand why they do certain things. They do things and then they don't, like I said, they don't understand why they're doing them. They go along with what the media tells them. They go along with what society tells them. They're lost in materialism and chasing that almighty dollar. You see this where some people sell their souls, so to speak, because they want that dollar. They sacrifice their body. They do things that is harmful for their emotional self in order to get that dollar. Or they trample over other people to get that wealth or whatever, and you just use and manipulate. And they don't realize they're damaging themselves spiritually. Most of humanity doesn't question anything. They just trust that the people in power wouldn't lie to them. That people who are in high places wouldn't manipulate them. When you begin to awaken, you see through the illusion of this world. But those who begin to awaken don't blindly follow the leader. They question things. They question their reality. They don't tend to go along with society. They begin to become conscious of everything they do. They begin to be conscious of their thoughts, feelings, and actions. They begin to realize their inner power and don't allow themselves to be manipulated by the masses. So you may ask yourself, so why don't more people awaken? Why don't more people unlock their supernatural abilities? Well, the hard truth is that some people don't want to know the truth. There's that character in the movie Matrix, I can't remember his name, but he took the red pill and he didn't like where he was. He made a deal with the one agent to get plugged back into the Matrix. Because some people don't want to know. They're okay with not knowing. Because if they knew, they don't want to deal with all that stuff that'll get stirred up. So they just want to be lost in the materialism of the world. Also, the reason why some people don't want to awaken, they don't know any better. Because as I stated earlier, they have been programmed since birth to think a certain way, to believe a certain way, to worship, to act a certain way. They think it's normal, and I understand that because they don't know any better. They tend to worship celebrities like they're gods, or those NBA players, or or those famous sports players. They worship those celebrities and want to be like them because they think that those celebrities or whoever, they're so special, not realizing how special they are if they just tapped into their divine beingness. Those people who don't want to change, they're too busy numbing themselves with alcohol and drugs because they were taught through society that those toxic behaviors are normal, not knowing that drugs and alcohol, they keep you in a lower vibrational state and they keep you trapped. You don't think clearly or do things clearly when you're on alcohol or on drugs. I know tons of people throughout my life who were on drugs and did bad things. They stole from people, they hurt people because they weren't in the highest consciousness. They were in their lower nature. They weren't truly aware of what they were doing. They were being led astray, so to speak, by their addictions. Those people who don't want to awaken. They're too busy getting lost in TV shows or movies, or chasing after materialism again. They want that big house. They want that fancy car, or a bunch of money. In essence, their hearts or mind are captured. Their hearts and mind are captured, and you can't fault them for that. I was that way years ago. I didn't know any better. And you can't force your knowledge onto people. People have to awaken it for themselves. It's called free will. So, like I stated, there's the universal law of free will. You can't force someone to change. No matter how much you love them, how much you care about them, an individual has to awaken for themselves. You could be that guiding light. You could lead by example, but you can't force nobody to change. It's either they're going to continue their path that they're going to go down, or they're going to learn to awaken and go down a different path, but it's up to the individual. And if they do choose to awaken, you could be there for them to help guide them. So, you ever watch that? There's a famous TV show out there. It's called The Walking Dead. So there's a hidden truth in there. The elites, these shadowy figures. Why there's an epidemic of zombie movies? Because they view you, the average human, as a zombie. Some people call them sleepers, but they view you as a zombie. What is a zombie? It's an undead human. So basically it's a human being who's dead inside. And that's what you are when you're in a low vibrational state. You're not in your truth. You're basically dead inside. You haven't reached your truest potential. But a zombie is an undead human moving around the world on autopilot in an unconscious state. Think about it. Most human beings are like zombies. They're sleepers. They're not awake and they're not unaware. They don't know any better, guys. They're unconsciously moving through life, unaware how truly powerful they are if they just chose to awaken themselves. They're unaware of their true self, their divine presence, that there's a divine spark that created you. And if you could tap into that divine spark, you could unlock your supernatural abilities or your psychic gifts. There is a military term called captured operations. The sad truth, if you begin to awaken and start to see with your spiritual awareness, most of this world has been captured and corrupted. Those in the shadows, like those elites, those who hide in the shadows, who use that sacred knowledge or occult knowledge against you, their biggest tool is how they control you guys is they use the power of the money. They control the money supply. They also control all the giant corporations, and they control the flow of information. So through their control, they get you to, like zombies, unknowingly going along with their agenda. And if you study their agenda, some of it's very bad and evil. But all is not lost. You are not powerless. You are not powerless, my friends. You are powerful. Begin to awaken. You know, there's a lot of people out there, and they're very good people that are truth seekers and truth tellers out there who tell you a lot of stuff, and you won't find them on the mainstream. And they do a really good job of informing people, because there's lots going on, guys, behind the scenes. There's lots going on in this world, and if you actually do the research, you'll start to discover it. There's lots of good things that are happening, and there's also evil things that are happening. But a lot of those people, my only problem with them is that they don't give you the tools to empower yourself. They share like the news with you and information, but they don't really teach you what it takes to become the supernatural being that you are, to be that divine being that you are. And that's my goal. You know, everyone has their gift. My gift is to help others to possibly guide them on their path of self-discovery. So, first, how do we unlock our supernatural abilities, right? Well, first, everything is energy. If you look at it as on a scientific term, we are energy beings. Our thoughts are energy, and we send out our thoughts all the time. Whenever you do something creative or inspiring and you're in a high energy state, it turns out really good. But whenever you do something in a lower vibrational state or when you're in low energy, it doesn't turn out good. We've all been there where we're at our job and we're just tired and exhausted, and we kind of just skate through that job and we don't really do a good job. But when we're in a good energy, we tend to do a good job. Well, to become supernatural, you have to fill your body with energy, fill it with light. So realize that the human body is made of energy and that you are a battery. In the movie The Matrix, once again, I'm going to reference that movie, Morpheus tells Neo that the machines that destroyed the world, you can look at those machines as the elites, use human beings as an energy source or a battery. Once again, The Matrix, guys, some say it's more of a documentary than it is a movie. When you begin to watch that movie with a spiritual vision and spiritual discernment and question things. And maybe you'll learn some things. Think about this, guys. Everybody Oh, think about this. Ever been around a highly vibrational being or human? That certain person walks into the room and they just got a glow about them. They just like, they're just something about them, right? There's something magnetic about them. That there are certain people that just draw you in. Well, subconsciously, you're picking up on their energy. That's why you're attracted to certain people, because you're like, wow, I love his energy. I love her energy. There's also people out there that feed off of highly vibrational people or feed off your energy. I call them energy vampires or narcissists. And the funny thing is, toxic people, they loving people like end up pushing them away. Most energy vampires or narcissists are they're constantly in lower vibrational state. They don't have good energy because they spent most of their life living in fear or in anxiety or doing toxic things. And so they feed off of other people for their energy. So they feed off these other people to get their energy fixed, to make them feel satisfied or to make them fulfilled, because they can't do it themselves. Where the difference is, a high vibrational person or a human being, they don't need anybody else to validate them. They know that they're valued. They know they're loved. Like, guys, when I was younger, I was kind of toxic myself. I didn't know any better. But then I realized my own worth, my own power. I don't need any outside validation. I'm okay with me because I love myself. And on the spiritual journey, you'll learn that. You'll learn to be confident in yourself. You'll learn that you're powerful. You learn that you're to love yourself is all you need. So these narcissists or energy vampires, they feed off you by causing drama or lying or manipulating. They use people like they're trash. You might have come across them. You might have been in a relationship with one where they don't really love you or care for you. They just use and manipulate you once you're drained, once your battery's drained, then they realize, hey, they can't get stuff out of you, or you don't have nothing left to give them, so they jump to the next person. And it's sad. It's horrible out there. If you're one of those people out there who discard people like they're trash, if you discard somebody, you're going to get discarded. If you treat someone poorly, you're going to be treated poorly. So learn from your ways and learn to be a good human being. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. If you want to be loved and cared for truly, then you have to love and truly care for somebody else. If you want a good friend in your life, then you have to be a good friend. If you want someone loyal in your life, then you have to be loyal. If you want someone to be truly committed to you, then you have to be truly committed to them. So inner reflect. But the coolest thing is when you begin to awaken to your divine self or your supernatural abilities, you'll begin to step into your power, and you'll be aware of these people that come into your life. And you'll realize, hey, this person is a good person for me. This person's a bad person for me. You'll realize, hey, this person's an energy vampire. Every time I'm around them, I'm just drained. Or this person's a narcissist, and they only want me for materialism or what they could get out of me. They don't truly love me. And then when you step into your power and you realize that, and you go, no, I don't want that in my life. The other cool thing is we all have an auric field around us. When you raise your vibration, when you raise your thinking, thoughts, and feelings to a high vibrational state, it acts almost as a repellent. Lower, especially in the unseen forces, can't really interfere with you because your energy, vibration, or auric field is so strong that it just repels them. But through life, all the material, through TV shows and processed foods and all this other stuff, or drugs and alcohol, what happens is it lowers your vibrational state, it lowers your auric field, and it allows negative entities, unseen forces to feed off of you or affect your mind, thoughts, and feelings. Or it also allows you, if you're in a lower state or lower auric field, you're weakened in a way, your force field's weakened, so other people can come in and affect you. But you don't, and then you give into those lower emotions, anger, lust, greed, when you're in a lower state. But when you raise your state, it's almost in your auric field around you, it almost repels all that stuff. And it gives you, you're powerful enough to be like, no, I'm not allowing that into my circle or my energy. I only allow high vibrational things into my life, high vibrational people into my life. So to awaken, you must raise your vibration, your energy, your consciousness. Meaning to charge your battery to its highest energy level. Meaning to charge your body. That's why all the ancients talk about the chakras. You are a battery. You are a battery. You are pure energy. You are pure source energy. And when you raise your energy level to pure source, the highest vibration, then you could tap into that type of energy. But the reason why you don't interact with like certain like like they say, like some people can't come in contact with angels because their auric energy is so powerful that if you're not resonating at that same vibration, like you won't be able to see them, or it'll blow you away because you're not in that energy level. So think of you as a battery. A low energy human is a low vibrational being. Their battery, so to speak, is low. Most lower vibrational human beings are in their root chakra. There's 7 chakras, and then most people in low energy state or low vibrational state are in that root chakra. Sometimes they can get to the navel chakra, but they're usually trapped at that root chakra and they don't advance past that. Meaning they're in their lower nature. They're unconscious. They're mostly guided by their fear or survival mode in this world. Then you got to think of a medium vibrational being. Their battery, so to speak, is at medium level. They tend to bounce back and forth from low energy or medium energy range. You can say these people who are at that medium energy level are beginning to awaken. They're still 1 foot in the matrix and 1 foot out. They're still learning. Medium energy people are a lot of times they're in their solar plex or heart chakra. So they're in the solar plex or their heart chakra. But they could also go down to that lower chakra. They bounce back and forth. They fluctuate. But usually they stay at a medium energy level. They both tend to be unconscious and conscious. And then the key, guys, to becoming a supernatural human being, to unlock your psychic abilities, is to always be in a high vibrational state. Meaning that your battery, your body is always full of energy. These type of people tend to be bounced back from their heart chakra to their crown chakra. When you activate your crown chakra, you're connected to higher states of consciousness and awareness. These people who are in the high vibration or high energy tend to be guided by their hearts and live a conscious life. And these people tend to be fully awakened or almost fully awakened. They tend to listen to their intuition, their inner knowing almost all the time. That's what I do, guys. That's what made me make this video, is my inner knowing, my intuition, the Holy Spirit, my divine self guided me to make this video. And you can hear my power through my words. So realize you're a battery to awaken to your fullest potential. Not only you have to be conscious of what you think, feel, and do in this world, but you also have to raise your consciousness to like a high positivity and the love frequency. You can no longer give into your lower nature or do toxic behaviors. You have to begin the path of self-mastery. You have to raise your energy in the body. So how do we do that, guys? there's tons of people out there in self-help things, but this is what I've done on my journey. You have to raise, because certain energy, you can't unlock certain things until you raise um, your vibration or your energy, your thoughts and feelings and emotions. So you have to, one, detox your body, and you can find healthy detox protocols to detox all the harmful stuff that you consumed over the years into your body. Drinking clean water, and a slightly alkaline water, not poisonous water filled with harmful chemicals. Because that good clean water will start to clear out your body. Also, nutrition. Plants and vegetables get charged by the sun. It's called photosynthesis. And then when you eat those plants and vegetables, you're basically taking in sun energy into your body. You gotta make sure it's not the fruits and vegetables polluted with chemicals. And then the biggest tool is meditation. When you breathe in positive energy, when you breathe in the source energy, and then you breathe in the good and you breathe out the bad. That bad is that emotional trauma that's in you. That person that hurt your heart or broke your heart, you breathe that out of you. Those bad memories, you breathe that out of you. All that hurt, loss, and pain inside you that you've been keeping dormant in your body keeps you in a lower vibrational state. Breathe it out of you. And it takes time and practice to do this. And over time, you keep doing that meditation. You breathe it in, you breathe it out. And over time, you'll start ridding your body of that emotional trauma. You'll think of it and it won't even faze you. So meditation, guys, breath work, sun gazing. So we were taught that the sun is bad for you, but there's tons of ancient scripts and ancient people out there that used to worship the sun or gaze at the sun. And you gaze at the sun during the first hour of the day when it first arises, and sunrise and sunset. And you do it for 10 seconds, and then you do it the next day for 20 seconds. Research it, sun gazing. There's testimonies of people who reverse their vision. We are like the plants and the trees, guys. Just like how a plant needs sunlight to grow, we need that too. And they don't teach you this. Also, earthing and grounding yourself to Mother Earth. It creates an electrical circuit, and it is scientifically proven. Praying, listening to positive music or positive frequencies like 432 hertz. They changed your music, and I think it's like they changed it to 440 hertz. Everything's energy, frequency, and vibration, guys. Also, like I said, you're a battery. So if you're always allowing negative energy, so if your battery's low, think about it as negative. If your battery's always half dead, your body's always half dead, you won't, think about it. You don't want to run a marathon if you don't have the energy to do it. You don't want to build a house if you don't have the energy to do it. So you got to change yourself, fill up your body with energy, fill it up with life, activate all your chakras. And people may think it's malarkey, but if you do it, meditate and focus on your chakras enough times, you'll start to notice a difference. It happened to me, guys, and it took me months and months and years to start to work it. Because what you put your focus on, your energy, your mind power on, is what happens. But we spend our whole lives not realizing we need to focus within us. The kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's in the book of Thomas. It's one of the books they left out of the Bible. They say, like, if you study history, like they talk about Atlantis, and that in Atlantis we had every human had supernatural abilities, that they could read minds, they could do telepathy, they could levitate. And maybe there's some truth to that. But it's up to you to discover the truth for yourself. It's up to you if you want to go along to get along. But realize that most people, like the zombies of the world or the sleepers, whatever you want to call them, I love them no matter what, and I don't judge. every now and then I find myself caught back into the matrix or binge watch TV or given to, like, sometimes I drink. I don't do it all the time. So I don't judge because I've been there. I've walked in those shoes. But it's up to you. Do you want? Because most people, if you ask them, they're not really happy with their life. Day by day, they're on autopilot just for survival. They make just enough money with their job to pay their bills, and then they every now and then they get to treat themselves. But most people are not truly happy. They're content, but they're not truly happy. If you want to be super happy, if you want to be fulfilled, you have to fulfill your inner self. Tap into your divine self. Tap into your supernatural self. And then, like, guys, I wake up and I'm just like sometimes I'm filled with just love. Like, I just wake up and I go outside. I'm like, I love the trees. I love the air I breathe. And the power that how I know that I'm a magnet for love. I'm a magnet for success. That I am blessed with abundance. I'm blessed with prosperity. And that's what it comes with self-mastery, is that you already have everything you need. Or you already have it. It's a matter of perception. And when you start to unlock your divine self or your supernatural self, things will start changing. You start manifesting things. You start having better relationships. You start having a better career. You might start having better finances. Because when you self-master yourself and you tap into your power, you attract things to you. And then you also know when to repel things from you. I hope this hit home with you guys. But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to change. I hit a low point years ago when in my early 20s where basically I was content, but was I really happy? No. There was moments of happiness, but most of the time I wasn't really happy. I was in fear. I was in anxiety. I was in depression. I had bad relationships. I had my heart broken. I was in lack. I didn't have enough food to eat. Sometimes I didn't even have a roof over my head. And then something changed in me. I said, I need to change my life. And I started changing my life by changing the knowledge that I took into my beingness. And then once I learned different knowledge, I incorporated that into my life, and I started using that hidden knowledge, that occult knowledge. I started tapping into my divine self. I started meditating. I started eating healthy. I started thinking positive, feeling positive, doing positive actions. And I slowly started to change my life, and it always gets better and better and better. So it's up to you. Are you content with your life? Or are you tired of being content with your life? Do you want more? The journey begins with you. You are powerful and you are supernatural. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. And I pray that this video goes viral. Maybe it won't, but hopefully it does. My goal is to help awaken humanity. Because it's awesome knowing how powerful and divine you are, and that everybody around you is capable of the same things. That, you ever watch that show Stan Lee Superhumans or whatever? Stan Lee Superhumans. Back in the day, the dude who created Marvels, and he would have different human beings on there who were able to do miraculous things. Just realize you're capable of that too. God bless you guys. I wish you the best.